Will the person you're thinking about be contacting you soon? Hello, my name is Sophia, and in this video we'll take a look at whether the person you are thinking about will be in contact with you shortly. Just quickly before we start, and feel free to pause the video if you need to, I would like you to try and relax, maybe take a couple of deep breaths in and out, and then if you can, visualize the person, or maybe look at a photo of them, whichever you find easiest. And when you feel you've drawn them close to you, choose one of the numbers on the cards. Timings for the start of each number are listed in the description box below. Love and light. Okay, let's take a look at the cards you picked for number 1. So the first card is the Hermit and the Queen of Wands. Now this is for me to see sort of what happened in the situation that caused this person to lose contact with you. Now it can be a lover who's left and not in contact with you anymore, or they've, there's some sort of argument and they're not talking to you. It can be a relative, family member, or a friend as well, okay? It doesn't have to just be between a romantic couple. So they're bringing through a couple of things for me, and I'm going to pass on what I'm getting through. So there's a couple of things. For some of them, they felt isolated. They're saying they felt as if they were in a way alone in this relationship. And one of the reasons, or a couple of the reasons, could be because they felt that you were too dominant, that perhaps your temper was a bit fiery, or you were a bit moody. For some, they're saying that they felt that they were mothered, that you mothered them. They're saying that they felt that they weren't an equal because they felt that you treated them like a child. Now, for some of them in that scenario, they're saying that it wasn't because you were being particularly horrible to them or controlling in that way that they felt like a child, but because you smothered them too much. You did everything for them when they were quite capable of doing things for themselves. Sort of that situation. For some of them, I feel that this wasn't a matter that they took lightly. They thought long and hard for a while about leaving or walking away. But again, I feel that these reasons still apply on the character of yourself. If you're a man listening to this, and obviously this is a lady's card, but it can be the same situation. Instead of mothering them, though, you might have been just a bit too dominant or controlling for them, or a bit too kind. Some people always go for the naughty boys. They don't like the kind, loving boys. So a couple of scenarios there as to why they're not in touch anymore. So let's see the situation now, the present time. Okay, I've got the Magician and I've got the Moon card here. So from this, I feel very positive. There's positivity, there's creativeness, things are beneficial, all things are starting to manifest in a positive way here. Excuse me. And I feel with this card that yes, things are going to be revealed to you soon. Now this can be either they are coming back to reveal something to you, or you may hear about them through somebody else, about where they are or what they're getting up to. But what they're bringing through here is that no matter what this situation, they do still have feelings for you. Whether, again, a lover, a friend, or a family member, there's feelings there. They still hold a torch for you. Okay, so positivity coming in from this situation as to why they went. Okay, will they come back? The Victory card, the Six of Wands, victory and success. There's major changes that are causing this. Something's changed here, whether they've changed or whether you've changed. Whatever They're bringing in whatever the change is when they do come back, because I've got the compatibility card here, which is, you know, when you're together, it's like the Two of Cups in the normal tarot, you know, the compatibility of love, soulmates, you know, friendships, deep bonds here. Then, you know, you can't just pick up or carry on as you did before, because there was a reason why they went. So things do have to change. It can't continue as it was. Okay, and the angel card is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So again, you know, when they do come back, because you know, from these cards, they're lovely cards. There is no doubt in my mind that they, you know, there's no reason why they won't be coming back. For some of you, if you're asking about times, I'm getting that it could be up to sort of spring time, even perhaps early summer, but they are, you know, sorting things out. They are looking at coming back or thinking about getting back in touch with you. So with these heart-to-heart conversations, please make sure that you do honestly discuss your feelings with each other and make these changes so that you can move forward in these relationships or friendships. Okay, well, I hope that's helped. Love and light. Okay, let's take a look at the cards you picked for number 2. So what I'm going to do first is put down some cards as to why they left or what was going on that caused them to not be in touch or leave. Now, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. This can be somebody you may want to get in touch with you who's a family member or who is a friend. Okay, so talking of family members, I do feel that the reason that you haven't heard from them, that they've gone or they've not been in touch, is because of some issue regarding family. Now, it can be you as a couple and children living under one roof. It can be because of parent influence. It can be because of other family members, you know, brothers, sisters, something that went on in the family, because I felt that they got to the point here, like this man here with his surrendering flag, where he just felt defeated. He had, or I don't know why I'm saying he, sorry. They just had no more in them. They couldn't take any more. Okay, so something happened within the family, and you'll know what it is. It can be lots of different situations where they just felt that they weren't being heard, that they couldn't take any more. No matter what they did, it wasn't good enough. They just felt defeated. Okay, so let's look at the situation now. Okay, I've got the Ace of Rods, I've got the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. So I feel that now things are changing. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, where it's the end of a cycle. We've got it, you know, it's fated, it's coming in, the wheels are moving. And I've got the Ace of Rods, which is new beginnings, new ideas. You sort of, you know, you've been in this dark fog, the dark cloud hanging over the house here, but you've come through into this beautiful sunshine, ray of light and a blossoming. So I do feel that things are changing here for both of you. And I do have here the Hierophant, which is all about home or traditional values, or your values or customs and beliefs. Okay, so nice cards, lovely cards. So will they be back? The Six of Swords, the High Priestess, this lovely card here, and the Four of Wands. So I feel strongly that they will be back. Timing wise, it could be up until spring or summer for some people, because from these two cards I'm getting two things. Part of me is getting that they're rushing in here towards you. Okay, they're facing each other, he's coming or they're coming towards you. But with the High Priestess, you know, using intuition, following gut feelings here as well. For some of them, I feel that they are still away from you. That's why it could take up until sort of the spring, early summer here. But there are propositions, there are proposals, so they could come back. And if you're not married, they could have a marriage proposal for you, not as soon as they turn up on your doorstep, but I mean, or as soon as they get in touch. But it can lead to this proposition of perhaps we'll move, perhaps, these changes, whatever happens, changes have got to happen, or else they're going to still feel like this. They can't just come in, all right, love, glad you had some time away, hope you had a nice little think, have a cup of tea, there, everything's still the same. It needs to change, okay? It can't stay as it was, because else, if this continues, they're just going to feel the same again and they'll be off again. But there is the contented card here, the happy family. Again, this can be a marriage card. So two propositions, proposals and happiness cards there. So definitely I do feel that they're coming back. It's just the timing issue. I'm not 100% on here. So the romance angel card is deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Now, it doesn't mean literally a deception as in cheating or lying. It can mean a deception of feelings. So that the deception is that genuine, true feelings aren't being discussed. Okay, so however uncomfortable you may feel in discussing feelings, or that they may feel in discussing feelings, then these feelings do need to be discussed so that it can progress forward. And the clarifying card for this is the Three of Pentacles, which for me is work. So I feel that it's not a work issue. It is going to be hard work. It's something you have to work at here. It's not like I say, come in, love, have a cup of tea, hope you had a nice time away. It's got to be talked about. It's got to be discussed, whatever truths or however, sometimes they might not want to say what was actually wrong in fear of hurting you, or because it might be your parents that have perhaps influenced this. They don't want to hurt you because they're sort of dissing your parents, if you like, or a family member or another loved one. Okay, but I do feel that yes, you will hear from them. When it could be a couple of months, but it will need to be worked at. Okay, I hope that's helped. Love and light. Okay, let's take a look at the cards you picked for number 3. So the first 2 cards I'm going to put down are going to be about sort of for me to see what happened or why they're not in touch with you. Now, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a friendship or a relative that you're wanting to get in touch with you. So I feel a couple of things coming through. So the first thing I felt was that they just became, not that they just became, that the relationship became too serious. There was no fun anymore. There was no playfulness. It was just mundane. It was Groundhog Day. It just became too serious, and they couldn't see a future with this. It's not the future they wanted. They couldn't see a future being like this. They didn't want this. Okay, for some, I feel that they became bored. For others, I feel that there was perhaps a third party involved. And for some of them, I feel that there were legal issues or paperwork. I'm seeing the paperwork, and as if there was some sort of legalities that got on top of them, or paperwork, bills or something that got on top of them, and they just couldn't see a way forward. Okay, for now, what's going on now? Now I've got the Five of Swords, the Lovers and the Judgment card. So for again, they're bringing through a couple of things, which is a bit all at once. So for some at the moment, I feel that you may have to admit defeat. Okay, not as in that they're not coming back, but admit that perhaps you were in the wrong, or that you didn't help the situation. Because I'm getting that you know, you do still love them, they still love you, but there are second chances. They don't want to be judged, you don't want to be judged, okay? But there are second chances. So things are sort of need to be compromised is a word that they're bringing through there. Compromising in this situation. What was the other thing they brought through? That there may be something you find out that you don't particularly like. Okay, there might be gossip coming in. There might be people talking behind your back about, you know, the person who's not here anymore, or blaming you, people judging you, that sort of situation coming in. But that's around you at the moment, or coming in very soon if it hasn't happened already. Okay, let's look at, will they come back? The Knight of Cups, the Star, and this beautiful card here, which is all about re-energize. So yes, I do feel they're going to come back. When, I don't feel it straight away. I'm not being given a time, but I don't feel that they're rushing in soon. If they do, then brilliant. But for some of you, I feel that it's not going to be just yet. I've got the Knight of Cups, which is coming back, offering you love. You know, the love is still there. The friendship's still there. The future, the Star again, but this time they're looking to the future. They're not thinking, I can't see a future. They're looking to the future and they're feeling more energized. They're on top of things. They're in control of things here, which is lovely. And the angel card, romance angel card, is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Look at them there. Beautiful. So yes, this reunion is going to happen, I feel, but I'm really sorry, I just cannot say when. The sooner the better, I hope, because it is horrible when you're waiting for somebody to get in touch with you. Okay, my lovelies, I hope that's helped you. Love and light. Okay, let's take a look at the cards you picked for number 4. Okay, so the first cards I'm going to put down is going to help me sort of look at the situation as to why they're not in your life, why they've left, or why they're not in contact. Okay, now this doesn't have to be a love relationship. This could be a family member that you're missing or thinking about, or a friend. Okay, so I'm getting a couple of things through from my guides. So definitely a struggle. They found it a struggle. Now I'm getting that it was either a struggle with family members, or a struggle because they felt that perhaps you socialized too much, you were out quite a lot, they were perhaps couldn't cope with, well, if you like, a bit jealous of your friends that you had. Something may have happened at a social event. There's lots of different things they're bringing through here, so I do apologise. Some readers see this as a third party. To be honest, I never have, but I want to throw that into the mix as well. If there was sort of a close friendship that perhaps you had with somebody and they didn't like it, it was a struggle for them. I'm not saying that you cheated on them, but I feel perhaps that my guides bringing this in because it was just they were jealous of that relationship you had with a friend, or, you know, a member of the opposite sex that you only see as a friendship. Okay, but there's some sort of social, this card for me is all social events, celebrations. So, you know, whichever scenario this fits, then I'm sure you'll understand which one it is. Okay, let's have a look at the now. The Star card and the Nine of Cups. So I feel that they are looking at the future. They are feeling a lot more positive and recharged, and I feel that good news is on its way. With this card, you'll be celebrating the good news soon, or you will hear news from them or of them. Okay, might not be directly from them. Right, will they come back? The Ten of Swords, will they be in contact? Will the Ten of Swords, Justice, Temperance, and the Obstacle card, and the Chariot. So what am I getting from this? There are still disappointments and letdowns here. So although this is looking quite optimistic for now, as to whether they will come back, there's some obstacles and decisions that need to be overcome first. It's not sort of you're on the right path. They are, I feel that it was such a struggle here that they are still sort of licking their wounds from this. And I think since as well that some of them have realised in a way how foolish they were, because it was just a friendship that you saw nothing, you know, to you it was just a friend. Why can't you have friends? But for them it was too much. So I feel that perhaps people have said to them, since you've been apart, well, hang on a minute, you know, they were only having a laugh with somebody. You know, it was only a friendship. So they're feeling a bit sort of licking their wounds, if you like. They've got to swallow their pride a bit here. It is favourable. I've got the Justice card here, but I do have you having to be patient. There are still obstacles. You know, it's not a clear path. There's the obstacles here, but obstacles can be surmounted, and there's decisions. So I think they're still weighing this up. They want to come back in. They might be feeling positive and optimistic now, but they might sort of sink back into a low and think, oh, I think I'll wait. You know, they think I'm stupid and foolish. You know, how am I going to deal with this? They're such a bubbly person, perhaps, and, you know, do I want to feel the same again? You know, there's so many things are coming through that they're giving me here. So there are still decisions to be made. Let's have a look at this one. The Romance Angel card is playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Which seems a bit ironic when, if the reason they went is because of you socialising, that it's got the playfulness card. But I feel this has come out to say, you know, yes, you can have fun and enjoy yourself by all means, but have fun with your partner. You know, what they found it a struggle, they felt left out perhaps. So, you know, don't just play with others, play with them as well. You know, recapture that romance that you had when you first were together. Because I am getting a forgiveness card here. Okay, so I feel that this is both of you needing to forgive each other. Okay, so the timing on this, I'm not too sure. It's still a bit whether they can swallow their pride, whether they want to go back to this situation, you know, of you being the party animal or the socialising friendly type. I'm not too sure, but if they do get back in touch, then everything needs to be discussed, true feelings, and also have fun together. But apologies from both sides, I feel here, need to come into play. Okay, well, I hope that's helped. Love and light.